What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another video. Like, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends, neighbors, teammates, even your grandmother, whoever wants to learn a little bit more about playing quarterback in college football on Saturdays. I appreciate the support. It means a lot, and I'm looking forward to making more of these videos in the future.
Take it from him all there, mate! First place to the left!
This week we're talking Dante Moore of the Oregon Ducks. They get a big-time win at home against number 15 USC. College game day in town, all the lights shining on them, and Dante Moore really showed up and performed. He finished his day 22 of 30, 257, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. But the throws that he's making all across the field are really high level. He's a top prospect going into the spring in the NFL draft. He'll be 1 and 2 on my board coming up in 2026. But really efficient thrower. The skill set flashes all over the field. He's athletic, able to move, get first downs, touchdowns, throw on the run, and his arm talent is off the charts. So let's get into the tape and watch Dante Moore from Oregon. Dante Moore, first drive of the game, 2nd and 7 here for Oregon. They're going to start in a tight alignment and then explode to spread the guys out into a 2-by-2 formation. USC here is playing a variation of cover 3 weak. This weak safety rotated down. Free safety is the middle field safety. Now they're playing a zone coverage with a simulated pressure. Simulated pressure is they're getting to a normal in terms of principles, how many players are deep, how many players are rushing, and how many underneath players there are. But they're going to blitz the will and replace that with this end dropper. So it's a simulated pressure. Oregon is running a quick game concept called snag here to the boundary. You're going to have a corner route, a spot route, and then fast to the flat. They're going to have double slants on the backside. Now, I'm not sure what Oregon is taught, but it is a single side progression, whether it's a 1 high side, 2 high side, or a zone side and a man side. You're picking one side of the progression and sticking to it. Dante Moore decides to go to the double slants. What he does a great job of is holding his eyes on this Mike back here, holding him, and then playing off of this nickel to the field. If this nickel buzzes underneath number 1, he's going to throw the inside slant to number 2. If he attaches to number 2, he's going to progress out to the outside slant. Hits the inside slant on the first drive of the game for a big, explosive catch and run. Now I want you to watch his eyes. Holds that Mike backer a step. Holds him. Straight to it. Catch and run for a big play to start for Oregon. 3rd and 3 here for the Oregon Ducks. They're going to be in 12 personnel, 2 tight ends, 2 receivers, and 1 back. Kenyon Sadiq right here, one of the best tight ends in the country. Jamari Johnson right in the conversation with him, and they're on the same team. Now you see USC shift into this overloaded front. They have 3 defensive linemen, a DN here, and then they're going to go ahead and walk up this backer and pressure from the outside. Now, they're going to go into a play-action pass on 3rd and 3, but they have to have a plan versus pressure. They've shifted into this overload front late, and they're pressuring Dante Moore. They're running a deep over here, a flat here, and then a heat post back towards the boundary with a late leak here from the tight end. Now, Dante Moore understands that he has pressure. He is now hot. He does a great job of standing in there, firm in protection. Yes, this guy is open, but he has a plan versus pressure. Dumps it off to Jamari Johnson here on the tight end leak for a conversion on 3rd down. Really good understanding what he has to do versus pressure. 2nd and 10 here for the Oregon Ducks. They're in 12 personnel. They stay in it most of the game with those 2 really talented tight ends able to block and catch it down the field. They're going to motion their tight end in here to seal the edge. They're in a dash protection. Dash protection is a form of sprint out, but slightly delayed to where the quarterback can get on the edge, but this tight end can also seal that for him. So USC is playing a variation of cover 3 here, a 3-fire zone where they're going to be in a single high zone coverage, but they're bringing more than 4. They end up bringing 5. This will pressures here, so it's cover 3 fire zone. Now the dash protection, you see the delay, and then he's sprinting out concept here. This tight end is going to be navigating and trying to sit down. They're running an 18-yard comeback on the outside. The back is in the flat, and you're going to have a hero post here on the backside just in case. Now, I have this on here to display the full skill set of Dante Moore. He's able to throw the football on the run, throws it back across his body. Tight end does a good job of finding this zone right here as he's sprinting out. Now, as we watch the end zone shot, I want you to watch the angle that Dante Moore can throw this football at. He's rolling out to his right, pressure coming down on him. He throws it back across his body with great velocity and accuracy for a first down there for Oregon. First and goal here on the 8-yard line for Oregon. They're in 13 personnel, 3 tight ends, 1, 2, 3 tight ends in the game, 1 receiver, 1 running back. Now they shifted into it. We'll see it from the end zone shot, but it's a great play design. Now, USC is in a zero hole coverage here. Cover 0. They're going to have man-to-man with no safety help across the board. So you're man on, man on. This DB is covering this tight end. This DB is covering this tight end. And these linebackers are playing off which direction this running back goes. The extra linebacker is going to be a hole player sitting in the middle of the field, lurking around, playing off the quarterback's eyes. Rushing 5. They go play action here. You're going to have a cross here from the tight end in a backline dig. Now, Dante Moore gets pressure, falling away, and rips this cross to the tight end for a touchdown there for Oregon. It's a great throw. It's a high-level throw. We'll watch it from the end zone shot. They shift into it, causing USC to communicate. They do end up getting it communicated. Rushing 5 in a bare front here. Play action, pressure in his face, delivers a strike, falling away, protecting himself on the money, layered over that whole player for a touchdown. That's an NFL level throw from Dante Moore, and it's why he's being talked about in the conversation as a top 10 pick. 2nd and 2 here for Oregon. This is a time where you want to take a shot down the field when you're 2nd and short. Full playbook in your arsenal. They're going to motion the tight end here. They're in 12 personnel again. They play in it the whole game. This is a little wrinkle from Will Stein, offensive coordinator for the Oregon Ducks, that's really awesome. They're going to run an inside zone play action pass where they're going to have a 3-level concept. 3-level concept, a deep post, a deep over, and then the tight end is going to be leaking late. So you're reading it top down 1, 2, to 3, the 3 different levels there for Dante Moore's progression. Now, the cool wrinkle about this is they're going to have inside zone, but you see this receiver slip through the middle of those 2 guys. Creates confusion from the defense's perspective. He slips through there. Dante Moore, nice play action, zone fake. 1, 2, 3 hitch in the throw here. In between the 2 safeties, that's an NFL level throw from him. We'll watch it from the end zone shot. Motion the tight end over. Play action fake. You see the deep over coming in. Now, this DB is athletic enough to recover. So if Dante Moore throws that over the top, that might be a play that USC defender can make. What he does is he fits it right in between these 2 defenders. Protects his player, but also puts it in a spot that only he can catch it. Great velocity. Big time play action pass throw, and a very high level throw from Dante Moore. 3rd and 3 here for Oregon. They're in a 2x2 look, 12 personnel still, tight end. Mirrored concept here on both sides. Now, USC is playing 0 hole coverage again. Unique, they have an overloaded front, 2 mugged backers here. Watch how they play this. You're going to have man on, man to man here, man to man, man to man, and they're going to drop these guys who had their hands in the dirt into coverage as the hole players. What Oregon is doing, they're running a mirrored concept of out and up, and then a seam from both of these tight ends here, out and up at the top. Really good job here from this tight end. Watch him turn and show his eyes right there. That is a sight adjust, cover 0 adjustment. Let me help my quarterback out. If he has pressure right away, he can dump it off to me and I can make a play in space. Oregon does an excellent job up front of protecting this, and then Dante Moore does the rest. He throws a ball down the field. Yes, he could throw it over his shoulder, but he has to get the ball out. It's a throw all the way to the field. Rips it back shoulder. Really accurate throw and a big conversion there for Oregon. 1st and 10 here inside the red zone for Oregon, showing Dante Moore's full skill set on display. He can run the football when he needs to. Will Stein and Oregon's offense here are going to send a receiver in motion out of the pistol. This is a zone read with a tight end arc. This inside zone read, Dante Moore is going to be reading this D end here. If he freezes and feels like he can outrun him, he's going to go ahead and take the ball on his own. Or if he shuffles all the way down, it's a clear pull. If not, he's looking right at him and coming up the field. He will hand it off to his back. Now, the tight end here arcs, bluffs like he's going to go slice and block that defensive end, bluffs him and arcs around him. Dante Moore pulls the ball and he's out the gates. He has the ability to do it. He has some wheels if called upon, but he's a pocket passer, only runs when he needs to keep that defense honest. 1st and 10, first play of the second half here for Oregon. This is something that gets lost and doesn't show up in the stats. Now, the responsibility offensive coordinator Will Stein puts on Dante Moore's shoulders here and why he's ready to play on Sundays for the rest of his career. They're going to 12 personnel here, 2 tight ends. They're going to go ahead and just run the football. But you see the alert. You know what, Dante? Let us call 2 plays and you put us in the right play. It's exactly what he does. He's switching the run to a different direction, different concept possibly. They run it back into the boundary, outside zone here. And this is a positive play on 1st down. Really good stuff here from Dante Moore. 1st and 10 here for Oregon. Early in the first quarter, they're up 14. This is the interception from Dante Moore. USC playing this coverage a lot during this game. They're playing 3 fire zones. Single high safety, safety rotated down, deep third. They're going to go ahead and pressure this Mike backer and void a zone in coverage. Oregon here is going to have a double move at the bottom of the screen, a glance and go. Then they're going to have a whip where he's faking this under and back out. And then you're going to have a switch release, Y cross here at the bottom of the screen with a dagger on the backside. Dante Moore doesn't like this double move here to the bottom. It's covered up, gets through his progression, has to move up in the pocket. Now, the spacing from these 2 players isn't great here. He tries to rip it with anticipation, a little bit behind his guy, tipped up and intercepted. Now, let's watch it from the end zone. Show you why it happened. Really good pocket movement here. Just moves off his spot enough, but not over movement. And you see the spacing from these 2 guys. That's tough as a quarterback. He's trying to rip it with anticipation. And that ball is trying to be thrown right here. USC DB does a great job getting his hands on it. Ball's a little bit behind him, tipped up for an interception. 3rd and 2, up 7 here late in the third quarter for Oregon. They go ahead and check into this play. USC is known for their zone pressures to where they're blitzing but playing zone coverage behind it, and they get caught here as Oregon checks this play at the line of scrimmage. So they're going to motion this tight end out here. Kenyon Sadiq, absolute stud. They're going to have these 2 backers walked up close to the line of scrimmage, and they're playing a zone coverage behind it. You see them trying to communicate, not really sure how to address this motion. Oregon just plays 4 verts out of this 3-by-1 set here. So you're going to have this tight end up the middle trying to get opposite hash, taking this over the top, converting over the top, and then you're going to have a bender right there. USC is late to get to this deep half. This corner seems to be locked on. But the problem is these 2 players are playing in the same zone. Where are their eyes? How are they playing this? Dante Moore, 3-step hitch, rips it to Kenyon Sadiq, who's a big body, takes a shot, but what a throw and catch for a touchdown there from Oregon. See him motion the back in. Hey, you know what? We're going to check this play based on the look that we have. They're going to motion Kenyon Sadiq out on a fast motion, creating leverage, making the defense miscommunicate. 1, 2, 3, hitch, ball, absolute seed right here for a touchdown. That's so good. So good from Dante Moore and Kenyon Sadiq. Really good connection out of those 2. 3rd and 4 here for Oregon. They're staying in 12 personnel all game long. 2 tight ends. This is a running back out here. They're an empty. USC is playing a coverage called Cover 6 Mini, where they're going to be playing, this guy is locked on here. And then these 10 guys are playing Cover 6. Cover 6, this is going to be a deep fourth player, deep fourth, deep half player. So Cover 4 and Cover 2, creating Cover 6 with match principles. Match principles are for these 2 players here. They're playing a zone, but if anybody is to run in their zone, they're going to attach to them and match and play them in coverage. Dante Moore's skill set on full display. Really strong arm, good rhythm. They're going to have a concept here where this tight end is running across the field. You're going to have an under route, a mandatory outside release, and this pressure, a deep out here from number 2. Dante Moore, 5-step drop, absolutely rips it to the field, back down the stem of that route. He does a really good job. Friendly angle by the receiver, rips it to the sideline for another big conversion for Oregon. 2nd and 8 here in the 4th quarter for Will Stein and the Oregon Ducks offense. Had to throw this on there to show the really cool design that he has and the talent from Kenyon Sadiq. So notice that they're in an unbalanced formation to start. This is the tight end in 11 personnel, Kenyon Sadiq up here. He's off the ball, making this tackle eligible. These 2 receivers on the line of scrimmage to make it a legal formation. They motion receiver back into the boundary, and that's the window dressing that they set up to throw this tight end screen. Now, I'm not going to show too much of it because I want to show the end zone shot of what an excellent play it was. They motion him over. They pull this guard here to slow down the rush, making it look like a play action pass and protection. Kind of slow him down. Is it run? Okay, no, it's actually pass. So let's go get after the passer. He blocks, throws him by, dumps off the slow screen to the tight end, and watch the talent here to do the rest. Will Stein called a great game for Oregon. Dante Moore played at a really high level, showing why he can play on Sundays in a big-time win over USC with College Game Day in Eugene, Oregon. Good stuff there from Dante Moore and the Ducks.